Good morning, y'all. It's Sunday morning and it's 82 degrees out here on July 30th. It's going to get up to 93 or 94 today, so it's going to be really hot. But I'm Rachel. I'm gardening for butterflies and for myself on the Alabama Gulf Coast in Zone 9A. And we've gone for a whole week without rain. It's been so I've been watering things. I have sprinklers and I turn them on in the morning at around 5 a.m. and I let them run for about 30 minutes to an hour, and that's how I water things. And if things need, more water, I'll go along and add some more into the pots. But most of the time, sprinklers, they really take care of it. But I'm going to show you what I've been doing, and I garden in containers because of armadillos. They'll dig up things. So that's why everything's in containers. So come along with me and see what I've been doing. I had a ton of salvias that I had planted right here in front of the rose arbor, and it had just gotten out of control. They grow huge. They love living here. So I started to cut them back, and I realized it was just more of a mess than I even thought. So I had to pull them out. And this is very different now. I just took some things that were kind of in the rest of the garden and I pulled them up front, and things are kind of a little bit overgrown and scraggly, and but this is way better than it was. And then one thing that I have to say about growing in containers that you do need to be careful of, and I never really think about it until I start to move them. Sometimes the roots can grow through the holes in the pot, and then they're rooted into the ground. So I started to pull some of these giant salvias that I had in here. I started to pull them to the side to clear out space because I wanted to walk through here. And some of these were rooted to the ground, and they suffered a little bit when I pulled them out because they were happy exactly where they were. So some of these I haven't moved yet, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up having to dig holes and plant them like in the ground. Like these Duranta right here, they are firmly rooted in the ground. And actually some of these coleus are too. So I have been putting that off because of course that's a big job. I did go ahead and plant one of the Durantas in the front yard. So for the view from the kitchen window, I pulled this cat whiskers up to the front so I could see it from the kitchen window. I'm just really liking it, and it needs a lot of space. So this is gonna fill out and have more. It needs about 3 or 4 feet wide of a space. So isn't it just the cutest? I haven't seen any, of course I haven't been looking very hard either. I haven't seen any butterflies or anything on it, so I don't know if they like it or not. So no, the garden is not transformed to the way I want it yet, but at least I can walk through it. I'm very thankful for that, because it had turned into a crazy just wall of plants. The bubblegum supertunia has just turned into a little bit of a scraggly, dried up mess. This is going to need to be trimmed. But you know what? This is so crazy, and I did not know this until I did it last year. If you keep bubblegum supertunia indoors in the wintertime, you can have it as a perennial, because I'm going to show you the one that I kept all year. This one right here I had since last year. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them back, and they'll just grow back up through the center again. I was going to show you a kind of disappointing thing that the wishbone flower does. Look at this. It got super tall and then it just fell over. Maybe I gave it too much nutrition. Maybe that's just what it does. I don't know. But it was so lovely, and then all of a sudden, clunk. So I trimmed some back. I have some that I trimmed back, and I'm not sure if it's going to grow back or not. We'll just see. That'll be something. But oh, look at this. So the Joe Pye weed is dead as a hammer. I don't know. It just went from being okay to being just, I don't think that's gonna come back. Nope. Look at how scraggly this sweet spirit rose is, and yet it is blooming in this heat, this insane heat, and here it is. It's got blooms like all over it. Also, this big mama rose bush, which looks so sad and pitiful, and it has buds all over it. I'm just so amazed. It barely has leaves. Oh my goodness, a black swallowtail has been here and laid eggs, and look at all the black swallowtail caterpillars I have on my fennel. How amazing. I am going to let these just fend for themselves, and the reason why is I have, and I'll show them to you in a few minutes. I have about 10 eastern black swallowtail chrysalises in the house that I'm going to end up having to babysit until next spring. You can see this one right here just shed its skin, wriggled out of its skin, and now it's a new instar. Oh, I do see right here, I have this night flowering jasmine. It is growing back. This is it right here in the center. It doesn't have any flowers on it yet, but it got hit severely by the frost, and I cut it all the way down to the ground. And yeah, it's able to make it through this. There's lemongrass and of course all this salvia. I'm going to have to cut back a lot of this stuff because this is where I'm going to plant some of those things that are in pots that became rooted into the ground. Yeah, because I'm going to go back to kind of my original plan here and have a little bit of a circle garden right here in the center with a water feature. So I pulled the salvia out as far as I could in this direction, and you can see the gaps now because some of the things broke off and actually they had grown together. But these things are all going to need a good trim, and hopefully they'll keep growing back. Oh, look how pretty. This is my Bobo hydrangea, and I didn't know if it was going to make it or not, but here it is blooming. I'm so excited. And you know what? It looks so pretty right here with the blooms from this coleus right here. This just, you can hardly tell that it is coleus, but yes, it is. See right there, because it's a pale green. But doesn't that look pretty together? I cut the spent blooms off of the hydrangeas, and look at all this new growth that was under them. I don't know why, if y'all know why they get these gross spots on them. I don't like that. The bog garden is going to need some serious weeding. Something cool that's about to bloom though is this obedient plant right here. I really love that because, well, and you know what? I'm not sure which color this is going to be. It could either be pink or it could be like a kind of pale lavender / blue. To me, they look kind of like, I would say delphinium. But, they love to grow here. I don't think I've ever seen my Venus flytrap actually catch anything, but look right there. Does that look like, see in the center right there? It looks like he has caught something. Oh my goodness, y'all. Guess what that is? Okay, see right here. You might be able to tell a little bit better. Look, it's a snail. Oh my gosh. This Venus flytrap has caught 2 snails. Here's another one. Oops, wait. Can you see? Oh, right there. Is that not crazy? Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see if it actually can digest that. Oh man, y'all, that is so cool. I think he's caught like 3 of them. So he is snacking on snails. Is that not just really insane? There, super close up, you can see it has a snail. Wow. I was thinking what I might do if I'm not super scared of dragging these around and breaking them. I might take these right here and put them in the front of that border once I make that circle garden. So I'll have some dahlias there. Here are some. Do you see that orange insect right there on that dahlia? That's an assassin bug. We have tons of them, but they're great. I love them because they eat bad things. So, I mean, I have them all over in the garden. Every time I move any kind of plant, there's an assassin bug. They are Johnny on the spot. And here's a dahlia that I experimented with and planted in the ground, and so far it hasn't been dug up by an armadillo. But there have been a couple of armadillo skirmishes in this bed, and it is starting to look scraggly and gross. I need to do a lot of deadheading, a lot of weeding. But the lemon sedum is growing and living its best life right here. I think it's gonna take. So yeah, I've got a literal wall of Tithonia. Let's see if I can see. Yeah, it's got to be about 9 feet tall because it's towering over me. It's like 3 or 4 feet taller than me. So this Tithonia loves this spot. This is the tallest I've ever seen it grow. And of course, this ginger right here, the pale green right here with the sun shining behind it, I can't help it. I got to talk about it every time I see the sun shining like that. I love it. So probably next week it will not look like a jungle anymore. All that will be cut down. I know I keep saying it, but I'm really determined to get some of this stuff moved and planted and get it transformed. Oh yeah, my mom bought something for me. It's this little solar powered fountain thing, and it does work when the sun's shining on it. Right now it's just barely doing, and I had a little attachment on it that was making it spray high up into the air, and I came out here later and the bird bath was almost completely drained. So what was happening is it was like spraying the water out of the thing. So I took the little attachment off, and now I'm just going to let it kind of do that. But I'm guessing that the birds are going to love to drink and bathe in that. I just haven't seen them do it yet. I got to tell y'all, I get more enjoyment out of this front garden every day because these zinnias are coming up and from seeds that I've thrown out. And whenever I find like a dried seed head, I just take that and I throw out some more seeds because I hope, maybe more will come up. We'll have a second wave of zinnias. But this is where all the butterflies love to come. I mean, it's just like their favorite. And also, one reason why I like it is I don't look out here and say, oh my gosh, look at all the work I got to do. I don't have to do anything. I mean, I'll just randomly, sometimes I'll come out here and pull. Well, you can see right there are some not passion flower vines, but morning glory vines that are going to take over. I don't let them do it. I let the passion flower vine take over. So I'm going to pull a few of those. But other than that, this is just its own crazy mess. And it's just such a butterfly and hummingbird magnet. This area under Gandor's house right here is where I have planted the spice bush, and I hope it won't be too sunny because you can see some of those leaves are kind of icky. I hope it didn't get sunburned. But I also planted one of the Durantas right here too, one of the bigger ones. And I was going to plant some other things, but I ran into a problem. There was a wasp nest over here, and one of them got me, and y'all, wow. You do not want to get stung by a wasp. I'm telling you, I have been in a lot of pain, incredible pain. So avoid that at all costs. I have a random lily growing here. I don't recall what that's going to look like. I didn't plant it. It just came up from the previous owners. So that's going to be interesting. The poor gravel garden still has not been fed. I just keep saying that I'm going to do it and not doing anything. And you can see the zinnias are starting to kind of play out a little bit. But I keep taking the seeds and throwing them out, so maybe I'll get some more of them growing up in there. This is why I'm not going to bring those eastern black swallowtail caterpillars in and raise them. Because look, I've got 10 chrysalises right now. Oh, let me zoom out. On all these little sticks. And there's just no reason for me to babysit more. My goodness, I have got enough for next year. And here's the empty chrysalis of a giant swallowtail that I had that emerged, and I didn't get a chance to video it when I released it because I was in a super hurry. But yeah, so that's been really exciting. Thank y'all so much for coming with me in my garden. Oh yeah, I wanted to tell you, I have been seeing a lot of giant swallowtails. A lot. I saw like 3 of them chasing each other the other day, but I didn't get a video of it. But I've seen more giant swallowtails this year than I have actually ever seen. So that's really cool. And the other day I was at Abbott's greenhouse. It's on County Road 20. And I saw a tiger swallowtail butterfly, and I videoed that. But I haven't seen one in my own garden. But I have got to plant a sweet babe magnolia. I think that's their larval host plant. So I've got to do that for next year because I desperately want those butterflies. They're my favorite. They are. But yeah, I've been seeing a lot of skippers, and yeah, I've seen a lot of butterflies. Really have. So I'm feeling a little more optimistic about the butterfly population situation. Well, anyway, I hope y'all have a great week working in your gardens, and I can't wait to find out what's happening with y'all. God bless y'all. Let's just play outside. See y'all later. Bye.